You're on, Your Honor.
Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to County Court at Law number 6 and the Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court Zoom website. And that being stated, we have several pleas today.
Your Honor, if I may, we are still missing. We're still missing. Hold on, Your Honor. Okay, we are still missing Mr. Smith logging in, just so that you know. Okay.
He's currently trying to log in.
He's trying to, according to his attorney, Your Honor.
Let him keep going. Anyway, the cases we have set today. First off, Miss Grant Turner is not going to be a plea today. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
So I have clause 651-637 style State of Texas versus Adam Hernandez with Genaro Cortez. We have those folks present.
Good afternoon.
Yes, present. I have clause 652-061 State of Texas versus Mary Sandoval with Sharon Thorne as attorney. Are y'all here?
I'm here, Your Honor, and I believe my client's here.
And is Miss Sandoval here also?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Great, thank you. 626-870 State of Texas versus Kenneth Smith. And we've got Mr. Zimmerman with us, and Mr. Smith is trying to log on. Is that kind of what we're doing?
That's correct, Judge.
Okay. We got clause 653-068 State of Texas versus Juan Abrego with Julie Pollock. And I see Julie and I see Mr. Abrego, so we're good on that. We have 2 Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court Track 1 pretrial diversion pleas and probation agreements. Individuals, Mr. Ferguson in clause 647-389 and 647-390, and John Rodriguez in clause 650-487. We got Mr. Barrera here for Mr. Ferguson and Mr. Hughes here for Mr. Rodriguez. Pat, do you anticipate that it would be worthwhile waiting for Mr. Smith to try to get in, or he's just possibly not?
I would go ahead, Your Honor, and do all the other pleas and give him time. He's been having problems doing paperwork as well, so there seems to be something wrong with his server, maybe.
Okay. The batting order is going to be 651-637 State of Texas versus Adam Hernandez, 652-061 State of Texas versus Mary Margaret Sandoval, clause 653-068 State of Texas versus Juan Daniel Abrego, and clause 650-487 State of Texas versus John Rodriguez Jr. And the 2 BTC pleas for Mr. Ferguson are clause 647-389 and 647-390. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to identify some of your signatures on some of the documents in front of me today. The first document is entitled Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video Conference. Mr. Hernandez, in your case, 651-637, did you sign this document, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
As attorney for Mr. Hernandez, Ms. Cortez, did you sign this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Sandoval, did you sign this document on your case manager?
Yes, Your Honor. 652-061 and representing Ms. Sandoval is Ms. Thorne. Is this your signature on this document, Ms. Thorne?
Yes, Your Honor.
And clause 653-068, Mr. Abrego, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, and Ms. Pollock, as attorney for Mr. Abrego, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And clause 650-487, Mr. Rodriguez, is this your signature on this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Mr. Hughes, is this your signature as attorney for Mr. Rodriguez on this document?
It is, Your Honor.
I have 2 documents for Mr. Ferguson, one titled 647-389 and one titled 647-390. Mr. Ferguson, did you sign both these documents, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Barrera, as attorney for Mr. Ferguson, I assume this is your signature on both of these documents also. Is that correct?
It is, Judge.
Thank you. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking at documents entitled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions that purport to have your signatures on the back, effectively waiving certain constitutional rights you must waive in order to enter a plea before this court. In fact, Mr. Hernandez, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Sandoval, is this your signature on this document, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Abrego, is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Rodriguez, would this be your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Ferguson, I have 2 documents for you. Is this your signature on each?
Yes, Your Honor.
By signing these documents, are each of you telling me that you've had enough time to either read these documents or have them read to you in their entirety? If you had any questions about what was on these documents, those questions were answered to your satisfaction by your attorneys. So that in signing these documents, you're telling me that you agree with and understand everything on these documents. Is that correct, Mr. Hernandez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Correct, Ms. Sandoval?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that correct, Mr. Abrego?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that correct, Mr. Rodriguez? Is
Yes, Your Honor.
that correct, Mr. Ferguson?
Yes, Your Honor.
As attorney for Mr. Hernandez, have you had enough time to go over this case with him? And in your opinion, is he mentally competent?
Yes, Your Honor, and yes, he is.
Same question for attorney for Ms. Sandoval.
Yes, Your Honor, we've reviewed documents, we've gone over the case, and yes, I believe she's competent.
Same question for attorney for Mr. Abrego.
Yes, Your Honor.
Same question for attorney for Mr. Rodriguez.
I have, Your Honor, and yes, he is.
Same question for attorney for Mr. Ferguson on both cases.
We have Judge, and he is.
Mr. Hernandez, are you a United States citizen, sir?
Yes, sir, I am. Yes, Your Honor.
Question for Ms. Sandoval.
Yes, Your Honor.
Same question for Mr. Abrego.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Sure. Same question for Mr. Rodriguez.
Yes, Your Honor.
Same question for Mr. Ferguson.
Yes, Your Honor.
As attorney for Mr. Hernandez, has the state fully complied with the coverage for you on this case?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I
I'm
didn't-
sorry.
On Mr. Hernandez, that would be Mr. Cortez. Has the state fully complied with discovery for you on Mr. Hernandez's case?
Yes, sir, they have.
Same question for attorney for Ms. Sandoval.
Yes, Your Honor.
Question for attorney for Mr. Abrego.
I believe they have, Your Honor.
Same question for attorney for Mr. Rodriguez.
Yes, they have, Your Honor.
Same question for attorney for Mr. Ferguson on both his cases.
They have, Your Honor, on both.
Okay, Mr. Hernandez in clause 651637 to the charge of evading arrest or detention. Have you-
No contest, Your Honor. I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
Is there an agreement for Mr. Hernandez, please?
Yes, Judge. It's going to be 53 days, Bear County Jail, $200 fine, court costs, serve, time and money to run concurrent, and we ask that this be a JSAT.
Is that correct, defense?
Yes, Your Honor. That's our agreement.
$200 fine for court costs. Credit for time served, time and money to run concurrent, judgment satisfied. Anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. Hernandez?
No, Judge.
I didn't get any of these that went out on me.
No, Your Honor. May I excuse?
Okay, I think what's going to have to happen is Mr. Hernandez, can you mute your microphone, please?
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right, Judge, I think you're going to have to repeat it. I don't think Mike got any of the
Right. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just repeating the sentence. Is that what we're doing?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Hernandez, in clause 651637, the court accepts your plea of no contest. I find you guilty. I set 53 days in the Bear County Jail, a $200 fine plus court costs, credit for time served, time and money to run concurrent, judgment satisfied. Anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. Hernandez?
No, Judge.
No, Your Honor. May I be excused?
You bet. Good luck, Mr. Hernandez, and thank you, counsel, and you all are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, next case, 652061, State of Texas versus Mary Margaret Sandoval. Ms. Sandoval to the charge of this DWI first. Is that the actual charge she's pleading to?
Yes, Judge.
Ms.
Yes, sir.
Sandoval to the charge of driving while intoxicated, first offense. How do you plead, ma'am?
No contest.
Is there an agreement from Ms. Sandoval?
Yes, Judge. It's going to be 6/12, a $400 fine, court costs, 36 hours community service, DWI intervention, DIP, CAT SNP, and Smart Start Mobile for half the term.
And defense, is that your understanding of the agreement?
That is, Your Honor. She's presently on ignition interlock, and I was just wondering, as far as Smart Start or ignition lock, which one do you prefer?
We use the Smart Start Mobile because we can monitor folks 24 hours a day instead of just when they're driving.
So what does she do with the ignition interlock? Will probation just cancel her that one?
You have 10 days and just go get the Smart Start Mobile activated. And then as soon as that's active, she can turn in the ignition interlock.
All right, thank you.
Okay, let's see. Ms. Sandoval, the court accepts your plea. And I'm sorry, was the plea no contest?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Court accepts your plea of no contest. The offense of driving while intoxicated, first offense. I find you guilty. I said 6 months in the Bear County Jail, probated for 12 months, a $400 fine plus court costs, 36 hours of community service, DWI intervention program, DWI victim impact panel, Community Alliance for Traffic Safety new intervention program, and the Smart Start mobile device for 6 months. And as previously stated, you're gonna have 10 days to get the Smart Start mobile activated. As soon as that's active, you can take off the ignition interlock and turn that back in. So you're not paying for 2 devices.
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything further from the state or the defense on Ms. Sandoval?
No,
No,
Judge.
Your Honor.
Good luck, Ms. Sandoval. Thank you, Ms. Thorne. Y'all are-
Your Honor, will she be talking to probation after you're finished?
Pat, probation's gonna contact these folks?
What is going to happen is they will be contacting you within 48 hours, Ms. Sandoval. If they do not contact you within 48 hours, you need to call them. Do you have a pen and a paper? Or if Ms. Thorne does, let me give you the phone number that you need to call. Area
Okay.
code 210-335-7200 and ask for intake. And it is your responsibility that if you don't hear anything in 48 hours that you call, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. May I be excused then, Your Honor?
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, fine. Mary, I'll talk to you later.
Thank you. And call 653-068, State of Texas versus Juan Daniel Abrego. Mr. Abrego, to the charge of unlawfully carrying a handgun. How do you plead, sir?
No cause, Your Honor.
An agreement for Mr. Abrego.
Yes, Judge. It's going to be 12 months deferred adjudication, a $400 fine probated, court costs, 36 hours community service, an APSE course, and a motion to forfeit the weapon. And Judge, this case is to run concurrent with felony. You were ready for that cause number?
Sure.
2020 CR 11056.
5-6?
5-6, yes, Judge. And I think if you would, and I'm not sure if you need to do this, but on the record, if you would just acknowledge, or at least if you don't want to do this, anything that he pays on his felony or any classes he takes or community service be counted towards our probation as well.
Okay, what kind of case is the felony case he's on probation for?
It's a drug case, I believe, Judge.
No, it's a theft case.
And what kind
It's
of
what?
It's
Sorry,
a theft case.
Theft, Judge.
and what kind of handgun is this we're dealing with?
It's a Springfield 45, Judge, I believe.
Ms. Pollock, it's probably $1,000 gun. Do you want it instead of me destroying it?
I don't know what I would do with the gun.
Let's award it to the DA investigators then, why don't we? Would that be okay with the DA's office?
That works, Judge.
Get a gun to destroy.
Well, what would I have to do to get the gun? Would I have to file?
I just released the gun to you as additional attorney's fees not to be returned to the defendant, his family, or his friends.
Oh, no, go ahead and do something else with it.
Give it to the DA investigator. Okay, is that your understanding of the agreement, Ms. Pollock?
Yes, Your Honor. May he be supervised by his felony probation officer?
Be fine with me if you can get the probation department to agree to that. I'm not sure. I'm sure they have.
Pollock, Ms. Pollock, I believe that that's what they will do. They will have, he'll only have one officer who will supervise both cases.
Great. Does he have to report to his misdemeanor probation officer?
He still has to have his conditions read, so he's going to have to do the same thing. He'll have 48 hours. They will contact him. Excuse me. And then if they don't, I would have him call his officer instead. If misdemeanor people don't call him for the to read his conditions, and that way maybe his officer can expedite it a little better. Okay.
All right. Did you understand that one?
Yes, ma'am. I actually have an appointment with my PO officer at 4 today.
Okay. Then I would let them know that you got the probation here and ask them what they're going to do. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Abrego, the court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of unlawfully carrying a handgun. Although I have enough evidence to find you guilty, I'm going to withhold a finding of guilt. Place you on 1 year deferred adjudication probation and setting a $400 fine, probating all that, plus court costs, 36 hours community service, the APSE stress management course, Deny the state's motion to destroy the weapon and order the weapon awarded to the Bear County District Attorney's Investigator's Office for official use only. And this case is going to run concurrent for all matters with 2020 CR 11056 to include monies. State that was what you wanted to point out, correct?
Yes, Judge.
Anything further from the state of the defense? Mr. Abrego.
Sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, good luck, Mr. Abrego, and thank you, Ms. Pollock.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, I have a Bear County Veterans Treatment Court Track 1 pretrial diversion plea and probation agreement, cause number 650487 on John Rodriguez Jr. Mr. Rodriguez to the charge of driving while intoxicated driving while intoxicated with a blood or breath alcohol content of 0.15 or greater. How do you plead, sir?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Court accepts your plea of guilty, hold it in abeyance. Places you on 1 year Bear County Veterans Treatment Court Track 1 pretrial diversion probation, assessing a $1,000 all-inclusive Veterans Treatment Court fee, 48 hours of community service, probated based on your military service, DWI education course, DWI victim impact panel, outpatient drug with either the Veterans Administration or a VTC designated provider, Smart Start mobile device for 6 months, i.e. half the term, requiring successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court, issue judge's bond, defendant to be supervised by CSCD and the VTC staff. At this time, Mr. Rodriguez, I'm looking at a document entitled, let's see where it is. Track 1 pretrial intervention, which is a contract by and between you and your attorney and the Bear County Criminal District Attorney's Office. Said contract setting out all the terms and prerequisites of your successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court. Is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And as attorney for Mr. Rodriguez, is this your signature on this document, Mr. Hughes?
It is, Your Honor.
And as Assistant Criminal District Attorney, Mr. Murray, was this your signature on this document?
Yes, Judge.
Guys, trouble now. We got you on contract. Let's see if I missed anything. State, did I miss anything?
Not that I'm aware of, Judge.
State, on some of these, we're putting catnip, which we really don't use catnip normally in the Veterans Treatment Court. And so when that's on the documents, I'm just interpreting that to mean VA, outpatient or equivalent through the VTC. They have several other providers and whatnot.
And that's what we intend, Judge.
Okay. What did you do in the military, sir?
What was that, sir?
I'm sorry, not Mr. Hughes. Mr. Rodriguez, what did you do in the military?
I'm currently still in the military. I'm F-16 avionic technician, sir.
Are you still active duty right now?
I'm active duty guard.
Guard.
Stationed here.
You been to the sandbox yet?
No, sir. I missed out on those tours.
Oh, they'll find a way to get you over there. Thanks for your service, sir. Anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. Rodriguez?
No, Judge.
And nothing from the defense.
Okay, now we've got clause 647389 and 647390, State of Texas versus Patrick Ferguson. And clause, it is also, both of these are Bear County Veterans Treatment Court Track 1 pretrial diversion, pleas and probation agreements. In clause 647389, Mr. Ferguson, to the charge of unlawfully carrying a weapon, how do you plead, sir?
Guilty.
The court accepts your plea of guilty, holds it in abeyance, places you on 1 year Bear County Veterans Treatment Court Track 1 pretrial diversion. Assessing a $1,000 all-inclusive Veterans Treatment Court fee, 8 hours of community service, probating that based on your military service. Let's see what else is in here. What are we doing with this weapon, State?
This is a motion to forfeit as well, Judge.
What is it? Does your police report tell us what kind of gun this is?
The Smith & Wesson, Judge, but that is as much as detail as they give us.
Okay. Defense, do you want this weapon or you want me to destroy it?
Judge, we'd gladly accept it.
Okay. And we're talking about a gun safety course. Do you have something in mind? I don't know of any gun safety courses out there, really, that I'm aware of.
Judge, it's just something they wanted us to start including. I'm not I'm sure it's usually for these unlawful carry. They just want to know that, you know what I mean?
Okay, well.
Nothing comes off the top of your head of any specific courses?
Several licensed to carry instructors that, teach firearm safety and stuff on the side. I assume an hour or something, one of those guys would achieve that goal. Would that be all true?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Zimmerman, when y'all get ready to, I'm sorry, Mr. Brewer, when y'all get ready to do that, give me a call and I'll hook you up with the people I have contact with that can do that. But I think a 1 hour gun safety course from somebody that knows what they're doing would be appropriate.
Will do, Judge.
All right, all good. Okay, let's see, what else did we miss here? I'm going to go ahead and include the programs that we use on the other case. So both cases are going to be basically exactly the same as far as the probation requirements go. So DWI education, DWI victim impact panel, Smart Start mobile for half term, successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court, patient to be supervised by CSCD and VTC staff. What did I miss on this one, State?
Nothing that I could see, Judge.
At this time, Mr. Ferguson, I'm looking at a document entitled Track 1 Pretrial Intervention. There's also exactly the same document on your other case with basically similar content. So I'm just going to talk about this one. In both these cases, 647-389 and 647-390, these documents are actually contracts signed between you and your attorney and the Bexar County Criminal District Attorney's Office. Said contract setting out all the terms and prerequisites of your successful completion of the VTC. Is this your signature on both these documents, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Barrera, this is your signature as attorney for Mr. Ferguson on both these documents?
They are, Judge.
And Mr. Maru, as Assistant Criminal District Attorney, is this your signature on both these documents?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Anything further from the state of the defense on 647-389?
No, Judge.
Nothing from the defense, Judge.
647-390. And the alleged charge on this one is driving while intoxicated, first offense. Is that correct, State?
No, Judge. I believe this is a .15 or higher, correct?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
We need to modify the paperwork to reflect that. The one I have just says DWI on it. And of course, it is a DWI.
I will let the clerks know, Your Honor.
So anyway, Mr. Ferguson, we're going back on this plea business to the charge of driving while intoxicated with a blood or breath alcohol content greater than 0.15. How do you plead, sir?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Accept your plea of guilty, hold it in abeyance, places you on 1 year Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court, Track 1 pretrial diversion probation. Assessing a $1,000 all-inclusive Veterans Treatment Court fee, 48 hours of community service, probating that based on your military service, DWI education course, DWI victim impact panel, Smart Start mobile home interlock for 6 months. This case to run 647-389 for all standards. We're also going to put a gun safety course on this one, just like the other one. And tell you what, right now, while I'm thinking about it, stand by a second. Okay, Mr. Brer, write this down if you would.
Go ahead, Judge.
Name is Mike Arnold. A is an alpha, R-N-O-L-D. Mike Arnold is a licensed to carry instructor. And his cell number is 210-679-7047. And he teaches all kinds of classes on primarily handgun stuff, safety and license to carry and whatnot.
Judge, what were the last four numbers?
Yeah, the whole phone number again is 210-679-7047. Got it. If you and or your client will call Mike and let him know that I sent you all to him, he'll take care of you.
Will do, Judge.
Okay, State, what did I miss on this one?
Nothing, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Ferguson, what'd you do in the military?
Military police K9.
All right. Now, are you out of the military at this time?
Yes, Your Honor.
What are you doing these days? Do you have a new career path, or what are you up to?
I was roofing.
Okay. Well, thank you for your service, sir. Anything further from the state of the defense on Mr. Ferguson on either case?
No, Judge.
Let Mr.
Very
Ferguson.
good.
Thank you, Mr. Pereira. And we got Mr. Smith. You're
Thank you,
finally
Judge.
right.
Ron, do you need to tell them something?
Yeah, he needs to get on video. Let me call him.
Can't get on video, but we can hear him. We can still do this.
Oh, okay. I think he can probably hear us. Mr. Smith, can you hear us? Mr. Smith? Kenneth? Let me try calling him.
He's not showing any audio.
I mean, if you can get him on your cell phone and you know it's him, and he can just do the speakerphone business and we can hear it, that's okay with me. If the state doesn't object.
Okay. I will get him on the phone and we'll see what we can get done, Judge.
Your Honor, Kurt Sherman is on the Zoom. He wants to explain to you about his client. Go ahead, Kurt.
Thank you. Judge, we got Marquez Simone Harrell, who's, I haven't been on the case terribly long. The bonds company is in Sinton, and I have not been able to get a hold of this person. I don't know any other way to get a hold of them than what I've already done. This is one of those settings that jumped from a couple of weeks ago. I think, Pat, please correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
But yeah, we reached out to the bond company in Sinton to see if that they can help us. You surely, anybody has got a vested interest in helping us, it would be them. I just want you to know that's what's happened. And I don't know that this person ever had notice from anywhere through the court, not through the court's fault, but mine.
If it's been a couple of weeks and that you still can't contact him and, we don't have any means of finding him, I'm gonna have to issue a bond forfeiture. So, and a bond, and a warrant. So if, as and when he gets picked up, just let me know immediately and we can fix all that. But I don't know.
All right. Thank you very much. And any of those guns they've got laying around down there, I'll be glad to help the court with.
You have
Be
a
excused.
You and
All right, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Smith, or we're still trying?
He's talking to him now, I believe, Your Honor.
Who is the uniform 304 Alpha Alpha?
That is Mr. Smith.
Oh.
It's just that for some reason, it's not showing that he has a microphone. There's no audio.
Okay. As long as you can hear, we're going to be okay. All right. Okay. Judge Christian?
Yep.
Yes, I've got Mr. Smith on the phone, and he can hear you through the laptop on my phone.
Do you have a speakerphone capability where you are in your office, Mr. Zimmerman? So
Yeah, I got speaker on laptop as well as on my landline phone.
Have Mr. Smith say something, see if we can hear him on the speakerphone.
Mr. Smith?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear Judge Christian?
I didn't hear anything you said.
Okay.
Hey, Mr. Smith, can you hear me?
Can you see me?
Hold on. Okay, Judge?
Yep.
Okay, can you hear Can you hear Mr. Smith?
I do hear Mr. Smith.
Okay, Mr. Smith, can you hear Judge Christian?
Yes.
There we go.
Okay, State, is this okay with you, the way to handle this particular plea? Because we can't get video.
I guess, Judge. Yeah.
We've done it this way before, but as long as the defense counsel knows who we're talking to and knows the guy's voice, I don't see that as a major issue with it. I'm not going to do it over.
That's fine.
Okay. Hey, Mr. Smith, this is cause 62870 style State of Texas versus Kenneth Murray Smith. Did you hear all that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The first document I'm looking at is entitled Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video Conference, which purports to have your signature and your attorney's signature on it. Is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And as attorney for Mr. Smith, is this your signature on this document, sir, Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes, it is, Judge.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Smith, the next document I'm going to talk about is entitled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonition, that purports to have your signature on the back, effectively waiving certain constitutional rights you must waive in order to enter a plea before this court. Is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. By signing this document, are you telling me that you've had enough time to either read this document or have it read to you in its entirety? If you had any questions about what was on this document, those questions were answered to your satisfaction by your attorney, Mr. Zimmerman, so that in signing this document, you're telling me that you agree with and understand everything on this document. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Zimmerman, as attorney for Mr. Smith, have you had enough time to go over this case with him? And in your opinion, is he mentally competent?
Yes, I believe he is mentally competent, Judge.
Mr. Smith, are you a United States citizen, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and Mr. Zimmerman, has the state fully complied with discovery for you on this case?
I believe so, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Smith, to the charge of resisting arrest or search, how do you plead, sir?
No contest.
Is there an agreement for Mr. Smith?
Yes, Judge. It's going to be 3 days, Bexar County Jail, $200 fine, court costs, credit for time served, time and money run concurrent, and we ask this be a JSAT.
That is the agreement, Judge.
Hey, Mr. Smith, are we going to have any more problems in the future, or is this it?
This is it, sir. That wasn't a problem that day, sir. This is all.
Good answer, sir. Mr. Smith, the court accepts your plea of no contest. I find you guilty. I assess 3 days in the Bexar County Jail, a $200 fine plus court costs, credit for time served, time and money to run concurrent, judgment satisfied. Anything further from the state or the defense on Mr. Smith?
No, Judge.
Nothing from the defense, Judge.
Good luck, Mr. Smith, and thank you, Mr. Zimmerman.
All right, thank you, Judge.